Let's clear something up. America was never founded as a Christian nation. It's not a Christian nation, but you know what it is becoming? A Catholic nation. See, the United States was never founded as a Christian nation. It was founded as a nation that valued civil and religious freedom. A nation without a king, a religious climate that was not controlled by the Pope and the state. And they did it this way on purpose with precise intention, because the founders knew European history. They knew what happened when Rome holds the power of civil authority. It's why James Madison and other founding fathers said stuff like this. And Thomas Jefferson said stuff like this. But we fast forward to today, and what we are witnessing is not Christianity reclaiming America. No, what we are witnessing is America falling on her knees in worship to the Roman Catholic papacy. What we are witnessing is the papacy's deadly wound being healed in real time. Now, this graphic was made by some friends of mine. It shows a very telling fact. See, all you have to do is look at the structure of power. There is a disproportionate number of top officials, Supreme Court justices, political leaders that are Roman Catholic, not just because they grew up that way, not just by background, but by allegiance to the system that historically teaches church authority stands above Scripture. Now, this matters because Rome has never changed its core philosophy. In fact, it's their bragging rights that they never change. See, during the Dark Ages, Europe was ruled by an iron fist, a combination of religious authority with civil enforcement. Dissent was not tolerated. You were labeled a heretic. That's if you dared to stand against the system. You were not allowed to have your own conscience. You were told what to think. You were told what to believe. You weren't allowed to have a Bible. In fact, many people lost their lives for having Bibles and for sharing it with others. You see, the reformers did not protest Rome because of personality conflict. They protested. They were known as Protestants because Rome replaced scripture with tradition, justification by faith with sacramental control, and Christ's mediatorship with priestly authority. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth. Much of what passes today as mainstream Christianity is not Protestant at all. Doctrines such as Sunday sacredness, the immortal soul, eternal torment, clergy-centered authority, salvation due to a belief without obedience, a gospel detached from God's law. These aren't biblical doctrines reclaimed by reform. No, they are Catholic doctrines repackaged, softened, and marketed to Protestants over centuries, many through the Jesuit Counter-Reformation. So when political power aligns with Catholicism, the danger is not theoretical. History tells us exactly what's going to happen next. You see, Revelation 13 warns of a power that looks like a lamb but speaks like a dragon. It warns of a nation that was founded on liberty but will eventually enforce worship. That is none other than the United States of America, hand in hand with Catholicism and apostate Protestantism, the image of the beast. Now, this isn't against Catholics. This is against Catholicism. This is about exposing a system which Scripture says will guide nations down the same path that once plunged Europe into spiritual darkness. See, the final crisis will not be atheism versus Christianity or Islam versus Christianity. No, it will be Bible truth versus an apostate version masquerading as Bible truth. And the question for every believer is simply this: will we follow Christ and His Word, or will we follow a system that has proven time and time again what it does when it gains power?